Be sure to subscribe and click on the bell for notifications on future uploads. Hello everyone, Sunbard here, or you can call me Silly. Over the years, I made videos that were mostly tributes to a celebrity that I grew to know and watch. Most of them focused on their lesser-known products as either ones that I enjoy or need more attention. Even ones that weren't meant to be tributes, but I gladly mentioned those that were a part of it in one way or another. But there's one thing that is quite sad and depressing that I just really have to talk about. In February 2021, Disney announced that they would shut down Blue Sky Studios in April, and on April 7, 2021, Blue Sky is officially closed, leaving behind 17 years worth of feature films and 34 years of a vast production history, canceling what would have been their 14th animated feature, Nimona, based on the graphic novel that was scheduled to be released in January of 2022. And this news specifically was pretty personal to me because not only did they make a very good amount of well-made movies, but also made my favorite movie of all, Horton Hears a Who, which made a few appearances on my channel and is given its own top 10 list. And I have made a review of that film and the Peanuts movie in the past. Hopefully the people who worked there would get fine work elsewhere, and I wish them all well and good luck, especially to Chris Wedge, who left the studio with a special thank you to the employees and to the audience for entertaining everyone everywhere, and for doing such great work, and I proudly concur. So, this is too important for me to pass up that I have no choice but to do a tribute series. Of what exactly? Well, this. For the remainder of 2021, I'll be reviewing, in no particular order, the rest of Blue Sky Studios movies. But before we do that, let's go into a brief little history on the company itself. Blue Sky Studios, Inc. was founded on February 22, 1987, in Greenwich, Connecticut, by Chris Wedge, David Brown, Carl Ludwig, Michael Ferrero, Alison Brown, and Dr. Eugene Trubetskoy, as this same team originally worked under Magi, the visual effects company behind Tron, until that studio shut down, and these six formed their own studio. But Blue Sky started out creating computer simulations using what's called radiosity, or nowadays known as ray tracing rendering, to demonstrate a single image's reflections and refractions. By the late 80s into the early 90s, Blue Sky went into producing commercials, over 200, for clients such as Texaco, Chrysler, General Foods, and M&M's, creating the first CGI form of the red and yellow M&M's. They also made a commercial for Bell Atlantic featuring a telephone cord named Jack, and a commercial for Chock Full of Nuts, featuring a walking and talking coffee bean. And they even created the Blob bumper for Nickelodeon's Nicktoons. Yes, that Nicktoons. Afterwards, Blue Sky was then hired by MTV in 1996 to create animation and effects of cockroaches for the movie Joe's Apartment. And by August 1997, Blue Sky formed with VIFX, the effects company owned by 20th Century Fox, to become the visual effects house for films like Star Trek Insurrection, Alien Resurrection, Mouse Hunt, A Simple Wish, and Fight Club. But before Blue Sky jumped into movie making, they made a 7-minute short that was released in 1998, written and directed by Chris Wedge. It is a simple but effective short that won the Academy Award for Best Animated Short Film. Bunny. An old rabbit is spending her time at home making a cake, but one moth keeps bothering her at not just interrupting her baking, but also nearly knocking down her wedding photo. And after the rabbit takes the moth outside and resumes her baking, the moth keeps on trying to enter the house. Okay, the story isn't much and it is pretty simple, but the more I watch it, the more I got into it, especially with the ending, to which, in all honesty, wasn't like that in my first viewing of it. The first time I saw this short was on the Ice Age DVD, and after it was all finished, I felt sad and depressed about it. Possibly because I didn't get what it meant, and that it ended rather bleakly and confusingly, and the song at the end credits nearly made me cry. Yeah, I never liked feeling depressed as a kid. But watching it again after a long while, it was quite sweet, and even so, better than I initially thought. Yet it's not too perfect of a short, as it is too simplistic and too short for its own good. However, some parts of this basic story has some uniqueness. The expressions of this bunny are rather engaging, being mad, furious, scared, curious, She presents quite a character without needing any dialogue. Even the moth has a bit of a character, in that it just wants to be inside the house with her. And for 1998, after mainly doing commercials and visual effects, the animation and even background of it all is quite alright. Even if some of the modeling and detail feels a bit off. But what makes this short stand out for how short, sweet, and simple it is the ending, as it takes the entire short to another level. I won't give it away, but I'll just say that it may seem surreal, but it definitely gets me wondering the entire context of the short, including the ending. And whatever answers I thought around it are very true. I won't exactly say what they are, but once you see it, it will all be obvious and make sense. And I know I'm sounding pretentious, but how the short plays out isn't the case. But what happens in the end is quite unique and really says something, especially nowadays as this short seems almost timeless, and pretty underrated. As a whole, this short film is kind of sweet. The characters, though only 2 of them, are fine, the story is simple with a nice twist ending, and the animation is alright. Director Chris Wedge had done a short film that, while maybe too simple and small compared to what Blue Sky did before and after this one, it really makes a clear point at what's going on until the end, which feels surreal, but adds a fine touch that has a deeper meaning to the whole short. As a kid, I didn't get into it as much, being it's pretty depressing and a bit sad, but looking back, it had more to it than I thought. It doesn't offer a lot, and the ending would get you thinking more on the overall short, yet it works fine enough. And it would be a start of what would be a truly unique animation studio. So today, this short will begin a rating of 2.5 plus stars. So thank you for joining me. Like, comment, subscribe, follow me on Facebook or Twitter, support me on Patreon, and until next time for a new video.